like me. That's right, and it's worth something.
This is BLACKWATCH with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. BLACKWATCH. Let the show begin.
Yeah. What's going on, fam? ISUPK.com is the website. Commander General Yahanna here, holding it down with General Yahanna, heavy hitter in the building, holding it down with us. Officer Taziah Wan in the building with us, holding it down. Big shout out to him all the way up from Delaware. Officer Yediah doing it like he does it all the time. Welcome to the show, Warrior. Big shout out to Officer Marah Ibad and all the other brothers and sisters in the room with us tonight. We about to get it on. We got some stuff going. First of all, of course, I got to give a big shout out to Captain Gadalha out in California with all his Rangers out there for the big event out in Las Vegas. I couldn't be out there with it. I was salty on Facebook, salty. Watching y'all have a good time. Kicking it in the brotherhood and sisterhood as always. Everybody had an amazing time, man. Big shout out to General Muhammad holding down that class, doing it like he does. Big shout out to General Micah Allah. General Q was able to get out there, man, and all the captains and officers was holding it down. You know what I mean? Doing a whole lot, getting a whole lot of work done up in the building, man. So it looked good. Yahweh Hashem Al-Shai brought a thumb to all the Akim, Yahweh Shema Hashem Al-Shai, to all the sisters, man. Everybody checking in. Big shout out to Shara, to Keo. Big shout out to them. Who else we got up in here checking, y'all? Shamya, big shout out to you. What's going on, Warrior? Who else is in the building with us? Big shout out to Dorcas. Big shout out to you, sis. Good to hear from you. See you. Who else up in here with us, man? Yarab Bun Yahweh. Big shout out to you, brother, holding it down. Or is that a sister? Yarah Salakim. No, that's a brother. Yahweh Shemeshwarikatah. So big shout out to you. So yeah, so we up in here, we doing it up. You know what I'm saying? Say again.
I said Just Art and Paint. It's just always on point.
Big shout out to Just Art and Paint. What's going on, sis? A lot of y'all up in the house. That's a beautiful smile, sis. You got a bright, positive smile. You know what I'm saying? In her photo. That's strong. Hey, let me tell you something, Mark. They kicked it off strong out there, and they do it so tight in Las Vegas. Big shout out again to Captain Gadalha because they do it so tight and organized. I don't think that that it was easy peasy handling all those hundreds of people coming into the city, and you having to manage all of them and take care of everybody, man, and manage all the events surrounding that, man. You know what I mean? So invite you whenever we have these regional barbecues and these regional what you would call them conferences, because that's what they turning into. They started out as a little barbecue, turned into full out conferences, including counseling, teaching, events, all kinds of stuff. So they did an amazing job, you know what I mean? And everybody held it down. Oh yeah, big shout out to I.S.U.P.K. Puerto Rico. Big shout out to Captain Hamagabab, Captain Hamagabab, Captain Ashaparium, definitely Captain Nayathat. Also, all of them went down there. They hit Puerto Rico strong this weekend. So big shout out to I.S.U.P.K. Puerto Rico. They on the board. You know what I'm saying? Representing through down, had broke campground out there in Puerto Rico this week. I forgot about them. They got it on as well. Big shout out to all the sisters, man, that had all the wonderful babies this week. Y'all was turning out some COVID babies, man. Y'all had the COVID machine on lock. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all tripping out there, letting this beast, especially you millennials, man. I can't believe you millennials, man, and you Gen Zers. I can't believe that y'all sit around and let this beast teach you that you got to kill your baby, man. Like with brotherhood and sisterhood, you don't have to kill your babies, man. You understand? Like these sisters in the I.S.U.P.K, man. And big shout out. There's so many brothers and sisters that have babies. Let me get some of the latest. You got oh man, let me get it a little bit later in the show, right? When I get them names down. Y'all, somebody send me a list of everybody that had babies this month. All right. In the last 30 days. It was a lot of them. You know what I mean? A few others had baby showers. They about to have some babies. It was quite a few. And it was a blessing, man, because once again, life, you're not supposed to have to cut yourself off from life because this beast has oppressed the hell out of you. That's insanity. Right or wrong, y'all? Like, that's insanity. Like you got to cut yourself off. And they teaching Gen Zers in that the same thing. You die. Start me off with that story about that abortion pill. This is what they trying to, they love to make it so easy for you to commit murder on your baby. You understand? And once again, the whole struggle that a woman gets with having a child is based on, I'm saying besides the growing pains, is based on lack of so-called community by us. You know what I mean? A woman having a baby, man, and she pregnant and going through them troubles, she's supposed to have brothers, sisters, mothers, all that down with her to get her through that process. You know what I'm saying? And she ain't supposed to have to say to herself, I'm going to choose between having my baby or feeding myself. What kind of insanity is that in the richest, most powerful country in the world? A country we helped to build for 400 years. Not just helped to build, but did all the work for 400 years. And you got to choose between feeding yourself and your child, or at least in your mind, you have to choose that way. That's crazy, man. All right, give me that story, you die. Y'all pull whatever scriptures you need. Still got a little feedback in there, Marah, right? Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan, sir. More turn to abortion pills by mail with legality uncertain.
By mail? You can now mail in to kill that baby. And they don't tell you the psychological damage you go through after that years later. Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan. Topeka, Kansas AP, before her daughter's birth, she spent weeks in bed. Another difficult pregnancy would have been worse as she tried to care for her toddler. Faced with that possibility, the 28-year-old Texas woman did what a growing number of people have considered. She had a friend in another state mail her the pills she needed to end her pregnancy.
Now, Esau only bringing this out because, of course, they in a Republican-Democratic fight over whether or not a woman can have these abortions, whether it's right, whether she should be allowed to do it. That's what they in now. So, of course, they bringing this thing up, making a big deal out of it. But it's still evil as hell. Right. It's evil as hell. Go ahead, Tazaiwan. You was gonna say something?
No, I was just agreeing with you, sir.
Kind of like that's insane. You know what I'm saying? Y'all jump in anytime. Like, that's insane. They make a pill, man, for her to kill that baby so she ain't got to feel no guilt. She could do it at home now. She could do it at home. She don't even need Planned Parenthood no more. She don't have to be embarrassed by having protesters out front of the abortion clinic no more. She just go home and pop that pill and put that baby down. Could you imagine how many of them babies are getting put down because of this pill for no reason whatsoever? You know what I'm saying? And once again, you don't understand the necessity of your nation if you think like that. If you think like that, you don't understand the necessity of your nation. You don't understand the necessity of the spirits of all these brothers and sisters in the Black, Latino, and Native Indian community. You don't understand how precious they are. You don't understand what they bring to the table. You understand what spirit is inside of. Marad, bring me a little of that story you was telling me about the rappers. Was it you, Marad? Somebody was telling me about the rappers.
If I may, I know rappers talk a lot about Plan B. Plan B is like it's like I think they used to call it back in the day. I know they used to call it the morning after pill. I don't know if they still call it that. I think they call it just Plan B now. But that's the one that all the rappers promote, saying, whenever they lewd sex with random women and they don't use protection, they say You know, I give it a Plan B.
So they put these in. These are being put in song.
Right, Khan. Like this is being promoted. In rap songs. There's a rapper named Moneybag Yo. He said something where he's like, I make her take it in front of me. And then he said another thing where he make them sign papers, but that's nothing new. I heard that like a few years straight. That brothers make them sign papers, but that Plan B one that they promoting now is like, yeah, a few rappers talk about it like, oh, Plan B this, or you know, pop that B right in front of me. You know what I mean? It's like they promote that now to say, you know, like if they whenever they have sex with women, you know, random sex, casual sex, they promote them taking Plan B. But I never even heard of this new thing that they got going on now that you're bringing out now, sir. If I could,
Yeah, this one here, man, they pop this and it just brings forth the full-fledged abortion. I don't know if this is the same pill or not. Big shout out to General Katham Gabar, General Shalmar. This right here might be the same or it might be different. Either way, it kills the baby the next day. And show you there's something else too heavy in this. That these rappers are talking about it as an excuse to have, you know, lose sex with any sister, man. Like we gonna have to, like Gen Zers, man, and y'all gotta mature. You say you want to do things on your own. You say you don't want to just go by the old way. You want to examine stuff for yourself. Examine how they are making you be so immoral. They want you having sex with them young girls and destroying their spirit. They want you to destroy their spirit and then step off from them have the pill so you don't have no obligation, you understand, to them, which is stupid as hell and insane. And once again, backwards in what we need to do for us. And brothers and sisters, let me tell you something you do not know yet. It's coming. The time is coming where what we're talking about is going to be mainstream Black and Latino culture. And when it becomes mainstream Black and Latino culture, it is going to shake this kingdom to its knees. Let me tell you something. In the 70s, remember when they had Black people wearing afros and dashikis?
Yes, sir.
It scared the hell out of white America because we were becoming pro-Black. Remember, everything was Black is beautiful. Everybody had them fluorescent lights in their houses with them velvet painting, velvet drawings of Black men and Black women hugging themselves, sometimes with the child. That was back in the 70s. And that was killing. They were scared to death of that, which is when they launched Planned Parenthood in full swing. And when they had Jesse Jackson and others get up and say that a woman have a right to choose. Right before that, Jesse Jackson and them was saying that it was genocide, which it was. But the minute he ran for president is when he switched that and said a woman have a right to choose, which show you they knew what this was. They knew that the pro-Black, pro-Latino spirit was coming through and was going to come up against this evil thing. And that's why Gen Zers, man, open your eyes. Millennials, open your eyes. Stop going by the game that they've been hustling you with, thinking that, you have a choice. Yeah, there you go. That's how it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, white women was not wearing their hair like this. That was us promoting ourselves. They wasn't wearing Apple Jacks like the sister in the middle. They weren't doing that. This was Black culture coming out. And it scared the hell out of them, man. And they got on board quickly, man, and got them abortions going to get our people knocked the hell off. And it worked. It worked for the last 30, 40, 50 years because, of course, we didn't take heed to it. We should be having every last one of our babies, man. And let me tell you something. The Black woman particularly and the Latino woman and the Native Indian woman are built to have children. You built to have children. That's what them big hips and all that is about. That's about being able to carry a child with safety. And that's something that you have. See, this was our culture coming out. They hated it. It was a time where we decided to not keep trying to join their culture, but instead said, since y'all reject us so much, no problem. We'll just go into our own culture. Before you know it, brother, we had afros the size of a daggone pumpkin. We had afros. The kids had afros. The clothes became different. These clothes were made in Black manufacturing stores with the fur on the collars and all of that. This changed. This looks like Harlem too. You understand? And so that's what we became. So now they made it so easy and got you where you supposed to be thinking, kill your own baby off. When brother, it is such you supposed to be. Let me tell you something. If you're a Black, Latino, Native Indian woman, and you feel like you got to get rid of your baby because of your career, or to feed yourself, or you can't afford it, or anything like that, you supposed to be insulted with this empire. You ain't supposed to be mad at yourself or mad at that baby and take that pill. You're supposed to be insulted with this. Give me abortion in the scriptures. Y'all jump in, man. Y'all jump in anytime you get ready.
If I could, sir. Officer Yawash, I think you had something you want to say, brother? Yawash? Yeah. Okay. Most High in Christ. Damn right, brother. Damn right. So, if I could, I get Isaiah 49 and 15 real fast?
Get it.
On the whole abortion thing, sir?
Get it. Get it.
Because what you're saying is so heavy. And sisters, how can you be so evil against the child that's inside your womb, that thing growing inside of you, man? The Lord going to ask you this question. Like, how did you get to be so evil and so disruptive about what's going on with you, this child that's going through what he's going through, man? Yeah, I mean, somebody read Isaiah 49 and 15 real fast.
Colonel McCon, sir, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 49 and verse 15. Can a woman forget her suckling child?
Like, can you forget that child that's inside of you, man? Gonna come out, gonna suckle, gonna nurse from your nipples, from your breast. That milk you got growing inside of you. It's heavy, gentlemen. You brought this out before about a woman when she's pregnant and she don't breastfeed, she can get breast cancer from it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't know that when you brought it out, sir. Like the purpose of them breasts, when that baby comes, is to nurture from them breasts and feed from them breasts. That's why they have that breast milk. You know what I mean? Keep on reading, brother.
Right. Damn right.
That she should not have compassion on the son of her womb.
Now, how you going to forget about that child that's inside of you growing? The only way you do that is because of the evil being taught to you in this empire, man. And it started with Margaret Sanger, and then it morphed into that CIA operation called the feminist movement. That feminist movement got inside of the heads of our sisters, man, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, to tell you can't have a career with a child. You know what I mean? You can get rid of that child. It's your choice. It's not your choice. The Lord is the one who made you pregnant.
Right.
He wanted that baby inside of you. Who are you to get rid of that baby?
Exactly.
And here's another thing I think about too, General. They do it and don't tell the father nothing.
Right, because again, it's brainwashing. Like Esau teaches our women that you don't have to have this burden of this baby. How is it the richest country in the world is supposed to be a burden? Like this empire got every damn thing it needs for what it wants. And why is it your child can't be a part of that? Because all these empires, every last one of them, utilize this murder to push this agenda on us to keep us under control. And this is insane, man. You know what I'm saying? This is insane, huh?
And General, listen, check this out. They come up with this pill now, right? Counteract the shock of going to an abortion clinic. That whole shock, you put your legs up and they snatching the baby outside of you and the blood everywhere, and you smelling the blood. To kill that shock, here goes another method of killing your baby. Just take this pill.
It's so much easier. Your diet reads. Go ahead, Haas.
Want me to keep on reading, sir?
No, okay, you could. Then I'm gonna have your diet just read a little bit more, and we'll move on so we don't run out of time. Go ahead.
Come. Yet will I not forget. Let's say, yea, they may forget. Yet will I not forget thee. The Lord said, you may forget about what you're doing. It may not mean nothing to you, but to the Lord it means everything. And that's why these sisters out here who unfortunately have these things, you never forget what you did.
And it's brainwashing, Haas. You know what I'm saying? What sisters need to know is that it is brainwashing, that they are brainwashing you to go against your natural instinct as a mother. They teaching you through brainwashing how to turn against your own baby. You know what I mean? Which is it's a program. It's programming that they doing. And it is why you got to stand up against it, man. You got to come up against it because it's dead wrong. It's dead wrong. Salaki, go ahead, y'all jump in.
Salaki, sir, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead,
If I may, sir, what you bringing out is so heavy, and it was something that General Haas said that stuck with me. I got a good friend in the world, and him and his rib, you know what I mean, like a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, went and got an abortion. And it was something that they both said to me that stuck with me that General Haas just hit on. They told me that they will never forget the smell of that building and that room, and it still haunts both of them to this very day because they went and aborted their baby, sir. Like that hit me. The fact that they remember the smell and the essence of everything that went on and the depth that was in the air, man, of killing, you know what I mean, their baby. Salaki, sir.
And if I could, what you saying is so heavy in that it's so Salaki. Today, was you about to say something?
Oh no, if I may, sir, Salaki, what you're bringing out is heavy. Just to piggyback off of what your diet said, there's a book out by Gunnar Myrdal, and he talks about how, they had a think tank about how can they kill off black people, Hispanic, in a way that we wouldn't be able to recognize it. And they understood that they couldn't just kill us off. They understood that they just couldn't just, deport us all, but they did understand in the end that the way that you can kill off black people is by controlling fertility. And this is the like with General Haas brought out earlier about the Negro Project, you know what I mean, and Margaret Sanger and how she understood that the best way to get black people to adopt it is to go to the Negro preachers.
Bring us back.
Go to the preachers, you understand, and then once they go to the preachers, the other people just give them good jobs on the board, and and like Mary McLeod, what's Bethune, the one from Bethune Cookman. She's one that sits on that was sitting on that board. Adam Clayton Powell, like different people like that pushed Planned Parenthood as a alternative to black women.
Imagine that.
Yeah,
got the very black leaders to utilize it. You understand, as though it was necessary. As though it was necessary. They passed laws to starve people in these cities and to take everything these people have. And then say, you should go on and pop that pill and kill your baby. While they take a third of your check out of your check before you even get it, and then rob you blind for all the utilities they set up in the empire, then rob you again for fuel and food and everything else, which you're supposed to be able to grow yourself. And then by the time so you don't have much left. So now you got to make a choice between letting your child live or being able to function, at least in your mind, when this is all based on thievery, man. And it is insane. And it's been used so many times before, man. And that's what was used in ancient Egypt as well, and in other empires as well. Herod did it as well, not just ancient Egypt. Herod did it too. And when Herod couldn't find Christ, they said he killed thousands of Benjamites. He killed thousands of the Lord's chosen people when he couldn't find Christ. Okay? Them Benjamite babies was being slaughtered by the thousands by Herod. So because he could not find Christ, he couldn't find who he was, so he said, I'll kill them all. Same thing Pharaoh did. Like that scares them the most. And that's how they done brainwash sisters to do that. So that's it, man. I'm gonna let it go. You was gonna finish that scripture, Haas?
Yeah, that was it, sir. That was it, sir.
Okay, let's keep on going.
Colonel McCon, sir. Prize-winning 1619 project now coming out in in book form.
Yeah, congratulations. Go ahead,
Colonel McCon. Bias Perkins is the owner of the Rivera Books in Austin, Texas, and the parent of a middle school student and high school student. Among the books she is eager to have in her store and all the schools is an expanded edition of the 1619 project that comes out this week.
Like what pisses me off about this thing is they're gonna come out with a book. They're gonna bring out the 1619 project, and it's going to be like, to make Edomites feel like they are culturally aware now. But it never says, well, we better find out who our identity is and return back to our king and do what we're supposed to do. It never comes to that conclusion, and because of that, this will become just another, cultural book like Roots. This will be like Roots, like the book Roots, or one of them other books, Drums. What's the other ones?
God, sir.
that this will become like that. But once again, we have not learned. We have not learned. The 1619 Project got great information in it. Critical race theory they're trying to bring out, but that's not what we should be learning it for us, and we should be learning it to understand that this will never change until we return back to Christ.
Damn right, damn right,
Sir,
if I could, General.
Please.
If I could, once again, I got this book here by George M. Fredrickson, The Black Image in a White Mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very good book, good book, right? This book was like a 100-year study on a debate on Afro-American character and destiny. This is what they wrote about us in this book here. I'm going to go to page 19, and it so correlates to this day. A lot of things we're hearing about now, they did back then during this time. It all correlates.
Right.
Right. I'm on page 19, sir, the bottom of the paragraph, and it says this. The color line, on the other hand, was so deeply implanted in the national mentality that there was no reason to expect its disappearance. American society, the argument implied, was a corporate entity into which the black group had never been and never could be incorporated. And this is what they said about us. What is what goes on right now. Even with the critical race theory, the 1619 Project, you got some brothers and sisters that them got wealthy in this land, but in the end, they still look at you and treat you like you less than them. Right. You still that N-word. You understand? Still treat you like that. In the end, with Michael Jackson and all that bleaching his skin and pleasing the oppressor and all them other nations, at the end, they still treated him like he was nothing, like he was dirt. So we had the Nation of Islam to be his bodyguard. People go back to the blackness now. Right. You know what I mean, sir? Salaki.
Sir.
Damn right.
If I may, sir.
Please jump in.
What General House is bringing out is so heavy, and it just proves like we got to stop trying to educate white folks. So
that's right.
It's like we spend our time trying to educate them and trying to articulate racism. Even at Black Lives Matter rallies, they get the most smartest. They'll get a young girl she's an A student in class, and they'll get her to get up there and articulate racism and talk about all the the particulars of racism. But those things will never ever work, no matter how good we can articulate it or how good we can educate them on it. It'll never work because racism is a system that is very, very practical. I've been saying this for weeks. It's very, very practical. It is not something that's irrational, and this is how they survive. So without racism, you're basically telling them that they can't exist. Salaki, sir.
You listen. Give it up for Zion one, y'all. Like brother, I could not. Like I'm so glad that you conveyed that to Zion because that's the point. Like trying to convince this beast after 400 years to consider you a human and give you half of his kingdom is a joke. And once again, what's not seen in all of this is that in the end of the day, half of the country voted for Donald Trump. And half of the country voted for Donald Trump for a very good reason, because they saw Black and Latino people rising up on a level to come up against this evil place. And they decided, you know what, man, we're not going for that. That we'll storm the damn Capitol and hang them if they stop Donald Trump from promoting the racist ideas that give us power and authority once again in our empire. And we don't realize that. Like, this is not about trying to give them some understanding. You better understand that they know why they're in power. They know they're in power from murder. They know they're in power from slaughtering you. And the idea, okay, this is what's such an insult to your intelligence. The idea that things cannot be solved in the empire, that they still trying to fix things in the empire is such an insult to your intelligence. Right. It's the most powerful empire in the world. They could wake up tomorrow and do anything that they want. They can shut the drugs. They can shut the drugs down tonight. If it's 9:37 Eastern Standard Time, he could give an executive order today, and by tomorrow morning, brother, there won't be no more drugs in America. Like they could do whatever they want to do because they are in power. But instead, they sell us a bill of goods of we working on it, we trying, we got a long way to go, but we've accomplished a lot. All of that is a lie. Every last bit of it is a daggone lie. And the 1611 Project, is nice that they're coming out with a book. It's going to make a great read. It's going to really inform, black people on what's going on with them. But it's just going to be rejected by the rest of the Edomites. Even if it was not rejected by them, what do you think they were going to do? Well, you think that now they were going to give up part of their empire? The Lord is going to burn these empires to the ground in the Third World War. That's the end game with this. The end game with this is not building a more better republic. The end of this is not one day black and white shall come together and hold hands like Martin Luther King said. That's not the end of this. The end of this is global thermonuclear war, invasion by Christ with 200,000 angels, the burning down of all the empires by Christ and the Lord, and him taking over and empowering his disciples who stuck with him to the end and putting crowns on their head and giving them absolute rulership and power. That's the end game here. So that we keep doing this backwards dance instead of going forward with really putting together the things we need to put together to help our people wake up and come out of there. And a ton of it is the brainwashing. A ton of it is the killing of our kids. It's shameful that a young black woman does not feel secure enough in the richest empire in the world to have her children and know that they're going to be fed and clothed and raised up. And again, that comes from us making enemies of each other and us being so concerned with loving the other nations, with us being so concerned with keeping the other nations' economies up, with us being so concerned with them and so not concerned with us, which is why, the most remarkable thing that God put in that Bible was the fact that he said you cannot mix with them other nations. Like that is some remarkable. When I was coming up, brother, it was remarkable to me. It was remarkable. When I was sitting in One West in New York, a young man, and they brought this out, I was like, there's no way this could be true in the Bible. There's no way this could be true in the Bible. But in my education, did I find out so clearly why not only was it true, but why it was so necessary. It was so necessary. So yeah, print the book out. But print it out and give it away to make it a must read for every young black student. Don't make it don't worry about shoveling it down Esau's throat. And we keep provoking this beast like we think he gonna one day accept it. Like we pushing critical race theory in white schools, like they going to accept this. Like what is in your brain, man? What are in the minds of these leaders? And I'll tell you what it is. They fighting tooth and nail with everything they got to bring this dream together. And it is such a foolish mistake that Caiaphas made, that those leaders during the time of Moses made. It's such a bad mistake. Like it's like digging a digging a slow grave. Like they're digging a slow grave for blacks and Latinos that has now reached 2 million black men and Latino men incarcerated. Poverty on another level, while the empire, brother, is going to the stars. While they ready to build condos on the damn moon. Poverty among blacks and Latinos. You walk around these cities today, I mean, do you see the nomadicness that's on black men out here and black women? Go to some of these train stations and these bus stations, man. They live in a nomadic life. The homeless level is through the damn roof. Let me tell you something. A brother just talked to me today, asked me to pray for this brother who's incarcerated in Rikers Island, right? So I said, no problem, brother. I sent up the prayers, asked the Most High to have mercy on the brother. And I asked, well, what happened? Brother, they on Rikers Island and breaking open cells to attack other brothers. They somehow finding a way to break into the cells while in prison and attacking the brother. Broke the brother's arms, smashed his face all up, busting him all up. He damn near died. Okay, because of rivalries over colors, over gangs, over drugs, over all of this stuff, over internet beefs. And that is where the problem is among us, and that's where the church also failed. And because of that, what we're trying to go forward with is a waste of time unless we get those rules and regulations from Christ. That's why in this truth, man, we do not commit crime in this truth. In this truth, you're not allowed to be a criminal here. You understand? And if you are captain in the ISUPK, it is your responsibility. If you over a school or a captain in the ISUPK, it's your job to police your zone. It's your job to police your zone. It's your job to make sure no simpleton is creeping up in here and being allowed, male or female, and being allowed to create some criminal activity in the ISUPK. That's not going to happen up in here because that's the path they want you to go on. That's the fool's path. Right. The fool's path is to take you down that path when you're supposed to be coming out of that world because you're supposed to be able to see how it has failed us as a people. We watching the gangsters on TV, mimicking them, and it's failing us as a people. It's working for them, but it ain't working for us. And that's because that's not the path for us, man. So we don't allow no criminal activity in the ISUPK. That doesn't go on in here. You understand? And if it ever rise up in here, you can best believe we're going to be two guns on it. You know what I'm saying? Meaning we're going to put it down with the truth. Don't take it that way. Salakia. You understand? So, because they've shown us so many lies in how to deal with our people in our situation, and we should do so much better. Come on, let's keep going.
Khan, sir. If I may, can I get one scripture, sir?
Please do, please.
If I could, sir. Can I read Jeremiah 50 and verse 7?
Come on.
If I could, sir, can I read verse 6 and read the 7, sir? When you bring it out, General, it's just
bring that mic up to your mouth.
Khan, sir. No, I already have it, sir. Yeah, if I may, sir, can I read Jeremiah 50 and verse 6? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. You know, our shepherds, like you was bringing out, General, which is so heavy, you know, everybody in that Christian church and that Muslim mosque, they too busy. Well, we have to push this critical race theory. They have to know, you know, the oppressor just has to know what happened, you know what I mean, to our people when they know what happened. And how do you know the oppressor knows what happened to our people? They sees what goes on. They watch them John Wayne movies. That's why they was out there in Acuna, Mexico, and Del Rio whipping our Haitian brothers and sisters. They understand the other side of critical race theory, and they get inspired by that while we're too busy trying to push love and happiness with all of these different heathens. And that's why the Lord is saying, you know, my people have been lost sheep, and their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains, and they have gone from mountain to hill. We've gone from, you know, Jerusalem, Zion, and now we're out here in the hills, you know, in North America. You know what I mean?
If I could, I'm going to let you go right back to it. But I was going to say, what you're saying is so important because again, 70 million Edomites voted for Donald Trump. 70 million, and your dumb ass still sitting there trying to teach them critical race theory. 70 million. Like you thought all these years, they was putting down racism in the empire. When 70 million of them decided to vote for Donald Trump. That was half of the whole voting bloc, which is about half of the country. Okay, I mean half of the voting block in the country, not half of the country, but half of the voting block. It's the voting block is about half the country itself, and of that half, 25% of that voting block, or 50% of that voting block, or 25% of the country voted for Donald Trump. With all his racism, you ain't picked up and woke up yet. You ain't said to yourself, we need a different path. How dumb and stupid can our leaders be? You know what I mean? But I'm not surprised because I read it throughout the scriptures. Once again, the Bible is such a blessing to have. They laughed at it, said it was a fake book, said it was a white man's book. Don't believe none of that garbage they talking about. Right. That Bible got all the tools and all the experience you need to know how to deal with this. Let me let you finish that scripture, please.
Khan, Most High in Christ, sir. It said they have forgotten their resting place. I mean, we forgot, you know, our resting place. The problem is, sir, I bring this out at camp all the time. I think our people think they just free white in 21, sir. They saying they can just live like Bill, live like Susan, live like the oppressor. But you see what happens when we try to live that lifestyle. You brought it out just now, sir, on why we make terrible drug dealers. We think we're going to become some Italian mafioso over to Zion Wine. Meanwhile, you still on the corner slinging Reggie on 60th and King Session.
Right.
While the oppressor is living like a king in his kingdom, man.
Yes.
Yeah, being free, white, and 21 is when you get to go into a church and shoot up 9 blacks and Hispanics and they take you to Burger King.
Right.
You get to go out and cross state lines and go and murder people and then salute, you know what I mean, the police, the oppressor, and then go home and have nothing happen until a month later where you have uproar. We forgot our resting place. If I could read verse 7, sir.
Come.
Verse 7 says, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 7, all that found them have devoured them. All of these different nations have devoured us.
So true.
The Asians, the Africans, the Arabs, whether it's that Islam, that Christianity, if it's Moab and Ammon in our communities and Ishmael with their crown fried chickens in their stores making thousands and tens of thousands of dollars off of us, while we try to push the same old narrative of we have to push critical race theory, not realizing we're trying to push this, push this curriculum back, into the schools and let it be known when this is the same people that we're trying to push it to that devour us on a daily basis, sir. And their adversaries said, we offend not. Our adversaries, the oppressors, saying we offend not. Why? Because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of our fathers, that we're not going to get real salvation until our God Yahweh sends our king back, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, like you were saying, sir, to destroy the oppressor and destroy America. That was all, sir.
Listen, give it up, y'all. That was strong. That was strong. Let me tell you something, man. Some of the brothers in New York work up there in the theater district, right, where they got them hundreds of dollar tickets to see them Broadway plays. And they tell me how them Asians are coming there with $15,000 and $25,000 purses, just a purse, $15,000, $25,000 purses off of these Chinese restaurants. They coming up in there, you can still damn near smell some of the damn 4 chicken wings and fried rice on them, but they carrying a $15,000 purse coming in to see a Broadway play. That's how they living. Brand new Lexuses, all of that, off of the backs of the Lord's chosen people, man. Off of the nail salons, off of all these things that they've used to destroy us and to make us not think of ourselves and to demonize brothers like us who think about us, who think about ourselves. The problem with us is all they got to do is give us a crumb. You give us a crumb. You put a chalk line around a Negro and he begins to think he's in heaven. If you say, Negro, hey, I'm going to write a chalk line around you. This is your territory. Forget about it. We satisfied. We don't want nobody else involved. We ready to throw the rest of the whole nation under the damn bus. When we got to think bigger than that. We got to think bigger than that and think about our people as a people, man. So that's it, man. Let's keep going. I don't want to kill the time. Let's keep it going.
Sir. Connor Wakan.
Right. Let's roll.
Explainer, what the defense in Arbery's killing is arguing. It says Travis and Greg McMichael said they armed themselves and sped after Ahmaud Arbery because they thought he was a burglar and they wanted to catch him and hold him until the police arrived.
They was lying their ass off. All right. They could have simply just followed him and called the cops. We are living in the age of cell phones.
Yeah.
They had 2 vehicles out there with walkie-talkies communicating with each other. All they had to do is call the cops and say, can you come over here and pull this guy over? We believe he broke into place. But that ain't how they think when it comes to us. They think, get him. And once again, we don't understand the revenge that they're going to seek for all these. That's why they sent that Rittenhouse cat. That's why he went up there. His mother sent him up there like, go kill them niggas up there. Go up there to connote to that riot up there. And if they mess with you, deal with it. Who sends their 15-year-old, what was he, 15, 16? Who sends their 15, 16-year-old child with an AR-15 into a damn riot situation, fully armed? Who the hell does it? Like, what mother does that except a white supremacist who thinks this is their opportunity to train their son to be a real killer, to destroy black people for trying to stand up for their rights against this empire. Not that I agree with protesting the way they doing it anyway, but you get my point. But for them to lie and say that they were trying to, you can bring it back to me, Salakia. Like for them to try and say that they were trying to, apprehend him for the cops out is evil as hell. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. It said that's what the defense maintains in the trial of the 3 white men accused in the killing of Arbery, who was shot 3 times in February 2020 near Brunswick on the Georgia coast.
You know what they're not bringing out, sir? They shot that brother with a shotgun. And they're not bringing out the fact that that was a shotgun they shot that man with. And them shotguns got very powerful shells. Even the buckshot, double buckshot, I knock you down the street. You know what I mean, sir? Them slugs and them buckshots, even a bird shot. If you shoot a cat with a bird shot from a shotgun, you still doing very extensive damage.
Yeah.
Very extensive damage. And they knew it. That father used to be in some sort of law enforcement capacity, some kind of way.
Like an investigator for the prosecutor.
He knew exactly what he was doing, which is why he grabbed that shotgun.
Exactly.
Why he grabbed it. Right.
And here's the thing. Go ahead, Haas. Go ahead, Haas. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was saying, no, you go ahead. Go ahead, get down, General.
So, Lockheed, what I was going to say is that they try to act like they thought he was a robbery suspect or something. And it's such a joke in this respect. First of all, the house that he went up into was under construction.
Mm-hmm.
So what did they think he stole that was so important that they had to have 3 of them roll down on him? What did they think he stole? And what did they think he stole that he was able to run down the street with? A drill?
Mm-hmm.
A sawzall? A circular saw? What did they think he stole? Some electrical conduit?
Mm-hmm.
What did they think he stole that he was running down the street that they had to mobilize themselves so violently against this brother? It's bull crap. All what they saw was opportunity as white supremacists. This was an opportunity to come after this brother because they thought he was inside that house. And so they jumped off and to where he was like trying to stop him. He was like, he tried to keep going. And they pulled the truck past him and jumped off the truck out and started pointing that damn shotgun at him. And he only grabbed the shotgun to try to stop the guy from shooting him.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he grabbed the shotgun. And he grabbed the shotgun trying to stop this cat from shooting him. And the cat was able to angle the shotgun in front of him and then shoot him. Which I mean, in the South, in some small town in Georgia, I could imagine how frightening that must have been. I could have imagined how frightening that must have been for you to be on that street, you jogging down the street, and these Edomites in a pickup truck pull up on you.
Mm-hmm.
And these particular Edomites, I mean, they look like good old boys. They look like the old school 1950 killers. Look at that. Imagine you running down the street in some small Georgia town where the street is empty, and they pull up on you with a goddamn pickup truck. And listen, he trying to get away.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I mean? And now they going to grab the gun, and then, of course, he get the angle on him with the gun and blows him away. You know what I mean? Me, myself, I wouldn't have been running out there unarmed. I wouldn't have had to reach for his because I'd have had to put them down right there in self-defense because, I mean, like they got a blood-curdling, murderous spirit when it comes to us. Like they want to blow you the hell away if they think you stole a screwdriver.
Yeah.
It's like they got it so brainwashed in their mind, like the whole problem with America is our lawlessness. That's what's in their mind. What's in their mind is America can't go forward and prosper because we break the law. We're lawless. We're committing crimes and selling drugs, and it's destroying the country when really this country is the way it is because there are thieves running this country. There are thieves sitting in your banks. There are thieves in your corporation. There are thieves on Wall Street, and they robbing this place to the grave. And because of it, these poor Edomites with almost no skills, got nobody else to turn to, so they target our brothers and sisters, man. And of course, our stupid ass leaders is sitting up there telling us we got to, teach them about. Now you're gonna teach these 3 Edomites. You gonna teach them about the 1619 project. You're gonna sit down and teach them. Listen, I want y'all to understand how evil white people have been for us for 400 years. You gonna teach these Edomites that? And not only that, the homeowner who called them is also supposed to be charged and sued because they initiated this mob, this gang of 3 killers to go down on this brother. Okay, they initiated it, and then the one in the back acted like he was just observing, like he was just coming down the street until they figured it out that he was part of it too, that they all communicated together. Because that's something that goes on when you build a house. Okay, a lot of times people wander in the house to see what you're doing, to see what the house is like. It's like a curiosity. Everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? Like here, he's running. He got nothing in his hand. If you think he stole something, why you didn't call the cops?
Right.
No, he running around the car trying to get away and see this cat come out with a shotgun. The one in the pickup truck was reaching for his gun too, but he couldn't fire it because he could have hit his own man. So he couldn't fire it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is a joke.
And General, they tell you, man, everybody tell you, and this cat knew this from being the role he played whenever he was investigating, whatever. They tell you that if you see a crime happening, when you call, the best thing you can do is get a description.
Right.
Give a complete description to the police. Unless it was an incident where somebody was ready to take somebody's life or taking lives,
right,
they have to act. This cat started jogging again.
Right. They could have followed a block behind him.
And General, also when they ran in front of him, they cut him off. That's like a tactic.
Yes. Right. That's why he ran around the truck.
Yeah,
They cut him off, and the driver jumped out the truck with the shotgun. Like, that's the blood-curdling thirst that they got to kill us.
Yeah.
And go some more into that story. If you could, go a little more into that story because they talked about what happened in the courtroom, right?
Colonel Wakan, I have that part too, sir.
Please, let's get to it.
Colonel Wakan, defense attorney fails to get Reverend Jesse Jackson removed from courtroom and Ahmaud Arbery.
Wait, if I could, Salakia, before you go into that, Yediah, also, let me bring out the fact that they also lied and said that this brother did something that made them have to shoot him. That's another lie they told until the video came out. They probably didn't expect the third man to have a video camera in his car, which is what showed the truth about all of them. Like, they let me tell you something, we better wake the hell up. We better wake the hell up because, listen, if Congress gets control of Republicans get control of Congress and Donald Trump gets back in, who knows what this lunatic white supremacist will do? And the answer doesn't lie in the vote, dumb, stupid black leaders. The answer relies in us coming together with the laws, statutes, and commandments that keep us protected from these people, man. They keep us away from them. They keep us on the path that gets us right. Our morals are in the toilet bowl, and we ain't doing a damn thing about them. You expect to have the Lord on your side, and you ain't doing nothing to uplift the morals of blacks and Latinos. We ain't even teaching morals in school. We don't even know how to act. Like some of our people, like you see them out, they just don't know. They don't even know how to conduct everyday interactions with people. They're just like a wild man or a wild woman, just doing whatever, cursing people out, just crazy. And I ain't just talking poor and homeless. I'm talking about all kinds of. I'm talking about wealthy and all that. They bumping into you, doing all kind of stupid stuff, and you be looking at them like, damn. You know what I mean? I'm in my car sitting in front of Starbucks yesterday. Right? I'm sitting in front of Starbucks. Right? There's a Jeep in front of me. Brother gets in the Jeep. He right in front of me. He gets in the Jeep. He doesn't know how to drive the stick that well, obviously. So he went and started it up, took it out of gear, rolled back, boom, into my car. He looked up in the mirror, worked the gear again, and pulled off. Like, no, did I damage your car? No, sorry about that. None of that. Fortunately for me, he didn't damage the vehicle. You understand? And my blood pressure was low that day. So, so you get my point. So, you know what I'm saying? Which is ridiculous. But that's us because we ain't being taught nothing. All the things that Christ gave us to be taught and to teach ourselves and our families, none of it is being taught because the church failed, the leadership failed, all of it failed. And that's why we got to make that change. So, Salakia.
If I may,
Right,
sir.
General.
Oh, Sluggy, sir. You want to say?
No, go ahead. Get down. Get down, Warwick. Get down.
If I may, sir, and this shows that our leadership has a 100% failure rate. And you know what, sir? Like if Jesse Jackson, I mean, who is it? Jesse Jackson they wouldn't allow in the courtroom?
Yeah.
Al Sharpton. Okay, so if Al Sharpton if him being there would actually make a difference on the case, then maybe it'd be cool to have him in there. But of course, him being in there ain't going to mean nothing at all. So why does he need to be there anyway? They might as well just let everything go the way that it's going because our leadership is just useless anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like now we live in not now, but we've always lived in a place like you taught us, and the men above me taught me. Like we live in a place where you can get killed for going into a construction site. Now, look, I've went into construction sites before. You're curious. You want to maybe he might an aspiring electrician or a carpenter, and he decided to walk in there, and they can't even prove that that's him on the tape anyway because it's grainy, and they don't even know that that's him anyway. But if you walk in there, you look around or whatever, he might have been curious or whatever, even if we're saying that that's them, but that still doesn't give them the right to hunt you down and kill you. And if I may, sir, it's like, I've been seeing a lot of videos. It's like, the oppressor, he turns into a junior cadet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they want to be junior cadets. They want to be BLART, the mall cops. It's like they want to go out there and protect other people's property.
Or more, they want to just come down. They want to express all their venom on us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they really want. Listen, these are other people. These are Edomites. These are other people who also went into property. There was tons of people that went in there. Edomites, all of that. But when this brother went in there, then it was on. You know what I mean?
Come on, sir.
Come on, General.
Come on.
Yeah, this is another cat. This ain't even him.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's another cat with no shirt on. They don't even know if that's him. That ain't even him. He ain't even built like that little cat. So that's another cat. There's people look at it. There's people walking through there at different times. They saying that might be him, but who knows? They don't even know. There's people walking through there all the time. Look at it. That's like a little kid. That last one. That's like a little kid running through there. That ain't him. That's like a 10, 12-year-old kid. There's a ton of people that came through there. Well, and they called on this brother. That was their chance to go take vengeance on him.
Come.
Go ahead. And get the other half of the story about the court. Was you gonna say something hot, Slocky?
No. I'm too upset. I'm too upset.
Most High Christ. Let's get the other half of that story. You die so we can move on. All right.
Connor Wakan, with Jesse Jackson, sir.
Connor
Wakan, sir. Defense attorney fails to get Reverend Jesse Jackson removed from courtroom.
Al Sharpton.
Oh, Salaki. They removed Al Sharpton, but they couldn't get Jesse Jackson.
Oh, snap. Wow.
Salaki. Says defense attorney fails to get Reverend Jesse Jackson removed from courtroom and Ahmaud Arbery death trial.
Go ahead.
The judge in the murder trial of the killing, Salaki. The judge in the murder trial of 3 white men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery denied a defense attorney's request Monday to remove Jesse Jackson from the courtroom. The civil rights leader joined Arbery's family, sparking a tense discussion among the attorneys and a motion for a mistrial over Jackson's presence, and Arbery's mother was heard weeping in the gallery. Judge Timothy Walsme also denied the motion of mistrial. It's the second time the judge refused defense attorney Kevin Goff's request to bar members from the public from the courtroom. Last week, Goff took issue with Reverend Al Sharpton, suggesting that he would intimidate the jury.
Like, what's amazing about it is, if I could, is that they're gonna turn around and say, having these black reverends in there, and they said they asked the judge for a mistrial because the Ahmaud Arbery's mother started crying when the video was played of her son getting murdered. She started crying, and because she started crying, they wanted a mistrial.
Right.
How many times a black man been sitting in court and the white victim's family in the gallery bawling and crying? The jury white, the judge white, the prosecutor white, the defense attorney white. And meanwhile, you sitting in there by yourself, family crying, and ain't nobody calling for no mistrial.
Come.
They pouring nothing but sympathy out for themselves. Meanwhile, this sister started crying because they murdered her son, and she had to sit in that court and watch the video of her child being murdered by these Edomites and started crying. They wanted the judge to declare a mistrial. We show you how they were thinking. And if you could, Marah, if you could get that video with the Edomites saying he don't want no more reverends coming up here. That was amazing to me.
Come.
This Edomite said he don't want no more black pastors coming up here. Like that, it was so reminiscent of every movie I've ever watched about lynching and the South and them calling black leaders troublemakers. I mean, they like them Edomites have not changed a iota down there, not an ounce down there. No. And we still haven't woke up to it. If you could get it. He said, I don't want no. Go ahead.
No, I'm
go
sorry.
Ahead.
No, sir.
No, go ahead, General.
Like you said, like these cats supposed to be Christians, right?
Right.
And the pastors supposed to be Christians, right?
Yep.
What's wrong with them coming into the courtroom?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like right now, this seems like, by seeing this here, it seems like we back in the 50s and the 40s and the 60s all over again.
Yeah.
It's like seeing stuff all over again.
Yeah.
What we're seeing is what happened back then, we seeing it right now today.
Right.
And living it right now today. For him to make that statement, like you said, sir, that's an old school statement. And he said it like,
yes.
I want them cats in here, get them out of here.
Like, I mean, you want to talk about some white supremacists.
And I think about what you taught us in the Bible. The scriptures say, every beast consort of with his own kind.
Yes.
Every flesh consort of his own like. Meaning they gonna still now consort with their own people during this time. That's why he asked for more bubbles and six packs. Six-pack Jacks, whatever he said. Because he want his own kind of there for this cat here to get them off.
Right.
Yeah.
That spirit in that South hasn't left. It's
like Donald Trump revived it.
Yeah.
He revived that spirit in them. Marah, you got audio?
Colonel McCon, sir, I do have audio.
If you could, give us a taste of that. I got to hear that one more time. You got to see this cat talk of, and he trying to do it in a white, dignified way. He trying to do it like with white dignity. Like, you know, like he's trying to be professional about saying he don't want no black people in the courtroom. like it's going to sway the jury against his clients. If black people see, once again, that video camera horrifies them because it really shows them what they made of.
Drama today at the trial of the three men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery. A defense lawyer apologized after he said he didn't want any more black pastors in court. That was a reference to Reverend Al Sharpton, who had sat in court with Arbery's family. The lawyer said he was sorry to anyone who was offended. All right.
Okay, that's all right. I mean, it was crazy. He said he don't want no more black pastors in that court. Like, when have you ever heard of that?
I have the full audio. I was just trying to. It's just a little long. If you want to.
That's all right. No. Time is short. I think everybody can go check it out for themselves. That was crazy. All right, let's keep going.
Colonel McCon, sir. Next story, sir.
Please.
Colonel McCon. This is historic. Federal judge approved $646 million settlement in Flint water crisis.
They said that's historic. the whole city of Michigan poisoned with lead poisoning in all the black areas. They give out $645 million to all these families that's destroyed. Haas, give me what you have. I'm gonna let you die read a little bit more, but you got to give me what you found out about the effects of it. First, let you die read a little more of the story. For those of you that may not know, we revisiting the story about how out in Michigan, when they had rerouted that water, the water used to be rerouted because by rerouting the water, they was able to bring clean water into Michigan, but it cost them money to reroute it. So they just decided to hell with that and switched it over and let all the filthy lead poisoned water go right into the city of Michigan, into the poor areas, and lead poisoned all the blacks and Latinos in the city. Go ahead. And so now they give out $645 million, which is nothing for those families that they destroy and destroyed intentionally and knowingly. Like that cat is supposed to be up on attempted murder charges. He's a goddamn serial killer. Go ahead, you die, please.
Honorable Khan, sir. A settlement has been reached for the victims involved in the lead water crisis in Flint, Michigan. U.S. District Judge Judith Levy approved a $626 million payout on November 10th to tens of thousands of residents who were affected by the contaminated water.
Which means they'll all get a couple of $1,000s while their kids grow up with lead poison. Go ahead.
Honorable Khan, sir. The payout is reportedly one of the largest civil settlements in Michigan's history.
It should be the largest settlement. Look what the hell they did. Poison tens of thousands. Now, what is $645 million going to do for tens of thousands of people? We're talking about tens of thousands of people got to split up $645 million. That's nothing. That's nothing. Not to mention, did they even ever fix the water crisis? Go ahead, Doc.
Honorable Khan, sir. It says payments will most likely go out to individuals who were children at the time of the incident, adults who can prove that their illnesses was caused by the infected water. Salaki. Honorable Khan. Salaki, sir. Honorable Khan. It says, Salaki, adults who can prove that their illnesses were caused by the infected water, and certain business owners and anyone who paid water bills, about 80% of what's left after legal fees have been paid will be set aside for the children.
Imagine that. They're going to pay. So if a business used water, they're going to pay the business back. The business going to get the bulk of the money. These businesses going to get the bulk of the money. This is just a joke. This is just a joke. And once again, this would never happen to a white city.
No.
This would never happen to a white city.
No.
They'll do it to a small white town if they think they can get away with it. But they would not do it to a city as huge as Michigan. They would never do that to a city as huge as Michigan. And it's a joke.
If I could, it's another city. It's called Benton Harbor, Michigan. That came out recently, I'm going to say within the past month, about their water being poisoned. Now, here's some things some people said. One lady said she ran her water that came out the color of tea and sizzled like Alka-Seltzer. You know, you pop Alka-Seltzer up and it go pop, fizz.
Yeah.
That's how it came out of her faucet.
Crazy.
Another cat said the taste was horrible and it smelled like rotten sewage.
Damn.
It smelled from the water.
Which is what it was.
Say again, sir?
Which is what it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, I got some articles, about this same place in Benton Harbor, Michigan. And if I could read this paragraph, sir, this is damn mean right here. Okay. But for the last 3 years, neither the city of Benton Harbor, the county, nor the state have taken sufficient action according to the emergency appeal filed by the National Resource Defense Council, right? The petition calls on the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to address the crisis and assist residents in the meantime. It states that lead levels have consistently tested well above the federal action limit, with recordings as high in some samples as 889 parts per billion, nearly 60 times the action limit.
60 times the actual limit.
Yes, sir.
60 times the actual limit. Like once again, like boy, oh boy, we are truly the dead. Like that scripture in Revelation said that they called us the dead. That's us, because you already poor, you already struggling, you already trying to maintain your job, your family, your economy, you already fighting drugs and everything else, and on top of it, you got to now fight the poisonous water that they sending down to you. You just ain't got no more strength. And look at Mr. Clown. Like, this is the guy gonna stand up for you. This clown right here. He's sitting up there looking confused as he could be. And he don't know what the hell he's doing. And that is the problem with us here.
So I got an answer to that too, because they tell you the health risk of that polluted water. And gentlemen, when I say these things that is health risk, sir, it's everything we suffering from. It says this, if I could, sir. The health risk posed to the residents of this mostly black, poverty-stricken city, which also happens to be the corporate headquarters of Whirlpool, are extraordinary.
So Whirlpool headquarters, Whirlpool's headquarters is there. Whirlpool, the faucet maker, the ones that make the pools and make all the sinks.
Yeah.
Like, that's their headquarters. And it's one of the poorest towns in the country. Go ahead.
Okay. It says this, sir. Children with lead poisoning tend to have lower IQs, high rates of attention deficit disorder, poor memory, and lack of impulse control.
There you go. There you go. Everything that goes on in the hood right now.
I got a little bit more, sir, if I could. One second. As they become adults, they are also at a higher risk for kidney disease, stroke, hypertension. Studies that have also connected lead exposure to incarceration for violent crimes.
Imagine that.
Right there, sir.
Imagine that. Well, lo and behold, you pour enough lead and poison in our water, and you're going to raise the propensity to violent crime.
Yeah.
Like, we live in a nightmare. We live in an absolute nightmare, and we have no clue how to get out of this, and the way out of this is Christ. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I think, so we got Officer Dashim from Delaware. He wanted to say something. Go ahead, Warwick.
Can he come up to the mic? You don't got to turn the camera, but just bring him up to the mic.
Come.
Sir, I was looking at the article on Flint, Michigan, and it says if the $600 million settlement was divided equally among Flint's roughly 100,000 residents, each resident will receive only $6,000,
which is exactly what they would give you.
I think that's
$6,000. And remember piece of that going to the businesses.
Yeah.
So all the Edomites that ran water, all the Edomites that ran water in the businesses, they're gonna get a piece of that money too. And remember, the lawyers got to get a piece of that money. And then they said 80% of the money has to be saved for the children, which means they ain't never gonna see that money. It's a joke.
Salaki, sir, if I may.
Come.
If I may, sir, a lot, all the brothers in here know that I work at a water plant, and and we the strict guidelines that that we're held under, like myself, because what I do all day is I check the the pH levels, I check the fluoride levels, I check the turbidity in the water, I check the chlorine in the water, and I do that every single day. And And the water plant that I work for, they service the mostly white communities. Matter of fact, all white communities that the place I work for service. And let that fluoride be above a 0.7. You know what I mean? Let the chlorine be above a 0.3 or whatever it is. You know, they are going to put fines on the plant. You know what I mean? And this shows that, you know, a lot of that lead that was up there, you know, in that city of Flint, Michigan, they let a lot of that stuff go by, you know, trying to, you know, cut corners with, you know, the chemicals that they use to clean the water, you know, the pipes that are in the ground, you know, they let a lot of that
and simply just not giving a damn.
Concert. And then they got
or worse, doing it on purpose.
Yes, sir.
I ain't too far from believing that's a possibility. You know what I mean? Like who's behind the scenes experimenting on their latest new chemical to destroy the minds of the Lord's chosen people?
Yes,
keep
sir.
them destroyed and you know, messed up.
Yes, sir. And if I may, sir, you know, that idiot that was on there trying to, you know, defend it, you know, they have those people are called, like, you know, they're the public relations people that the water company has, and they're like the slick talkers. Like when I see this cat, you know, that I go to my slavery and I see him, he's in that position. He's a slick talking. You know, if something is wrong with that water, is lead in that water, he's gonna go out in the public and he's gonna slick talk you. And you gotta be a snake. You gotta be a snake to get into that position. When they interview you, they want to know how much of a snake you are to even get in that position, because they want you to go out there and convince the people that brown water that they drinking is not really that bad. It's just, you know, just a little brown.
If I may, sir.
Please.
If I may, to back up what Officer Desire is saying, in 2016, Barack Obama did the same thing when Officer Desire was breaking down. He went down to Flint, Michigan, and every brother and sister that was out there for the press conference was disgusting. Like, their reaction, sir, was insane, because Obama went down there and had the cup. It was like, ain't nothing wrong with this water, and did this. Licked it in the water and then put his cup down and left. And brothers and sisters were crying and just felt betrayed because he went in there, didn't even drink the water, and said, "Oh, y'all be fine."
Right. A real politician, like a real slick talker.
Yeah,
good point.
And you know, when I read that article a little bit further, they got a neighboring city called St. Joseph. That neighboring city is 85% all white, right? And Benton Harbor is 85% all black. That city, St. Joseph, is the hometown of the founding father of World War. And that city has no issues with their water. No issues at all. But the neighboring city, the twin city, the St. Joseph, is the Benton Harbor. And they got the issues with the water. Right. But the neighboring city don't have it, where it's all white. Like you said, sir, some of the cool beats where this is done on purpose.
Right. Khan.
All right, let's go to the next story.
Khan, sir. Khan. 102 died at Native American boarding school in Nebraska.
Another account of brothers and sisters getting killed on these in the 1800s in these so-called, what are they, border schools or whatever the hell they call them. They really concentration camps to genocidal camps. Once again, this is so common. We just read about the one that had its own electric chair. Imagine that, a boarding school with its own electric chair. Now, just digest that for a second. A boarding school with its own electric chair. Like, we are fools in this place. You hear me? We are complete idiots. Instead of coming back and following these laws, statutes, and commandments, which are so holy and so right for us and so what we're supposed to do. Instead, we believe in a damn fool's game and leading ourselves. We totally like the scripture said, we like sheep to the slaughter. A sheep, you take a sheep to slaughter, if you could take him gently, he do not know. He only know if you become aggressive with him. But if you go real gently, he'll walk with you right into the slaughterhouse. And that's us. That is us. Imagine that. So give me some more on that story you died, please.
Colonel McCon, researchers say they have uncovered the names of 102 Native American students who died at a federal operated boarding school in Nebraska.
A federal operated boarding school. So they wasn't just taking them on the trails of tears. They was taking their children to these schools for re-education. You want to talk about the Nazis or the Russians or the Chinese? They did the exact same thing to our people. You know what I mean? The so-called great human rights activists did the same damn thing to us. Go ahead, Art. And we brought this out before. Remember, the last one was in Canada. The last one we brought out with the electric chair was in Canada. This one is in Nebraska. Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan, sir. The Omaha World Herald reports that the discovery comes as ground-penetrating radar has been used in recent weeks to search for a cemetery once used by the school that operated in Genoa from 1884 to 1934.
All the way to 1934. To 1934. They was in here killing these babies. Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan. So far, no graves have been found. The Genoa school was one of the largest in a system of 25 federal-run boarding schools for Native Americans.
Exactly. Only for them. Meaning they ain't put them in no school. It wasn't no integration then. It had it just for them so they can kill them off. And that's exactly what they did. One of 25. All 25 supposed to be identified. It's damn near what they doing to our brothers and sisters, the I.S.U.P.K on the border, and the other brothers and sisters. Who knows what the hell they doing down there? Putting them kids in them cages, man.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows what is going on down there? And could you imagine in this place? This man already acts like a damn animal. So could you imagine him in the 1800s with full power over these kids, separated from their parents, totally under these people's authority? Like, come on, man.
You know, they had, sir, too, as well. They had recently, it's a boarding school in PA. Is it Hershey? Is Hershey the one I'm thinking about, or Glen Mills? One of the two here, they had to shut it down. Glen Mills, they had to shut it down because of all the abuse that they was giving to them kids that was up in there. I mean, it was excruciating, the things you hear about what's happening to them children up there. Supposed to be in good hands, but it said they was abusing these kids. And that was a state-run government operation. You know what I mean? And they had to shut it down to it now. It's still shut down, I think.
I'm sure it is. Like ain't nobody gonna care. Like we so lost. Ain't nobody gonna care about our people except us.
Yeah.
And not just all of us. You're gonna have to get rid of the sellouts and traitors. You're gonna have to dismiss them from their jobs, dismiss them from your churches, dismiss them from political offices. You're gonna have to dismiss them. Send they behind home and install men of the Most High. Give me that scripture where the Lord said, "Our teachers shall not be in a corner anymore." Like you're gonna have to get new leadership. And I tell you, I.S.U.P.K is where they're coming from.
That's right, sir.
That is a damn joke, man. Killed another 100 kids. Nobody even knew about it. It never even been brought up for all these years. They closed that place down in the 30s. We in 2021. Okay, that's 90 years ago. They've been keeping the secret since they closed down. They had kept the secret of this mass murder for 90 years in Nebraska. And you telling me that some people in Nebraska is sitting around trying to learn critical race theory, knowing they know that their grandmothers and grandfathers worked in these schools and lived on these plantations and worked these people, and you think they walking around saying, yeah, I really want to learn critical race theory to learn everything that we did. They already know what they did. They already know what they did. The problem is you don't know what they did, and you're not ready to serve the Christ to see it change. It's a damn joke. Look how they dressed them up like Edomites, pushed them all together to take a picture. That's a controlled picture they did. They got them all bunched up like that. Look at the horror on them kids' faces, man. Look at some of the horror and the pain on their faces. All their hair were cut. They looked mad as hell. They probably in there being beaten, tortured. Was made to dress up like the Edomites. This is a re-education camp. This is hell, man. You telling me I'm supposed to join the world this and the all nations that and all of that? Please, man. Give me a damn break. You know what I mean? Like, we better preserve us because everybody else is eating us alive. I mean, they having a banquet off of our soul.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. That was it on that? Oh, you got that script?
Yeah, you got a scripture you called for, sir.
Yeah, read it real quick. Let's move on.
Khan is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity.
Right. That's what we in now. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. And the water of affliction.
And we had to be afflicted. We went through our punishment, but we at the end of that punishment. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. Ye shall not thy teachers be removed.
Yet.
Yet shall not thy teachers be removed
right
into a corner anymore.
Right. We ain't going to be removed in a corner anymore. The Lord is pushing us out the corner and making this word be seen all over the world. It ain't popular yet. It ain't popular like it's going to be yet. But it is going to envelope our entire culture. Watch what I'm saying. It's going to envelope our entire culture, and we're going to start to become a different people with a different mindset and a different spirit.
That's right.
And when that happens, they're going to be doubly angry with us, just like they was with Moses. He told Moses, the next time I see you, I'm going to put you to death. That's what he told Moses. What Pharaoh told Moses, because he was so mad and pissed off with Moses for fighting to try to wake his people up and get them free from Pharaoh, man. They hated him for it. They hated him. The black leaders hated him. Hell, the people hated him at one point as well. But he was following the path of the Most High. And that's what every officer, captain, trooper, general, all of us supposed to be. You supposed to know you're going to be hated. You're going to be an outcast. You're going to be looked at as the filth of the earth. Meanwhile, you have the right program, man. Everybody else has tried the God from other nations. Tried the white Jesus, tried the Arabs' God, the Muslim God, tried all the Far Eastern God, Kali and Buddha and all of that. We done tried every God on this earth, and we never found the one God that's the God of blacks and Latinos. Well, we found them hiding in plain sight in the Bible where they've been hiding it from us. We go try his program and watch what happens with us. Oh, my God, it's going to be amazing. Scripture said in Revelations that they stood on their feet, a great and exceeding army, and fear fell over the land. They're going to be afraid that you awake because they know what the hell they've been doing. And they don't give a damn about it. And we still sitting up there, well, we got to teach them critical race theory. We have to get it into the schools. What a waste of time. What a waste of time. What a waste of time. Go ahead.
Khan, but thy eyes shall see thy teachers.
You're going to see these teachers, brother. You're going to see these teachers. We're going to be seen. Go ahead.
That was it, sir.
Khan, let's move on. What else you got?
Khan, sir. Salakia. Adultification bias. Investigation finds most children subjected to police violence are black boys and girls.
Right. Surprise, surprise. So you got a set of children subject to police violence. Like, you ain't never going to stop the racism of this Edomite. I'm going to say it again. 70 million Edomites voted for Donald Trump, which means everything that went on from the 60s to today accomplished nothing. Accomplished not one damn thing. Christ is our answer. Yahawashi is our answer. This program of these scriptures is our answer. Right. That is a damn joke. 2020, what was it? 2016, 2020, right? 70 million Edomites voted for out and out, straight up white supremacists that coddled white supremacist gangs like the Proud Boys.
Right.
And the Oath Keepers. So much so that they stormed the Capitol. That's how close they was to being rioting anyway. All they needed was to get some encouragement from the president, and they stormed the damn Capitol. That's how raven they are. They went berserk at that damn Capitol lot. They went berserk on those cops. They tried to beat them cops to death. Most people would have gave them a little hard time and backed off, not them. They went and stormed and beat and tortured and tried to damn near murder them cops, man. That's how ravenous they was. And brother, that is who they really are.
Come.
This other stuff, man, we believe in is dumb talk. Dumb, stupid leaders telling us a lie is not helping us get to Christ.
Right.
Go ahead.
Khan, more of the story or next story, sir?
Come on. Whichever one you feeling. Go ahead.
Khan, sir.
Got more on that story. You want to go to the next one?
We'll go to the next one.
Real fast, if I could, before we switch stories, I know growing up in Southwest Philly, I never forget the first time I got stopped by the cops. I was on Chester Avenue. My pop said, boy, go around the corner and get my Chinese food. So I'm walking down the street. It's like about 8 o'clock at night. I'm going to get the Chinese food. I go get the food and come back, and I got the food in my hand, so I can stop. They throw it over the wall. They searching me. And when they searching me, the cat talking greasy and nasty. The hell you doing out here this certain time? You dirty little something, this, that, another. I said, my pop sent me to the store to go get the Chinese food. Yeah, all right, he ain't paid for that. She probably just took it. Probably ain't giving the money. I'm going to go back and I'm going to check and see. And I'm getting pissed off like that. I just got the food. They said, what school you go to? And I told them what school I went to. Oh, your parents wasting their damn money on your little dumb ass. You ain't gonna never be nothing. You something. I mean, the berating I got that day, I was so mad. I went home and I told my pop, and I was damn near in tears as a kid. Like, yo, I couldn't believe he just said this to me. You know what I mean? So my pop, he went and tried to deal with it at the police station, whatever, but nothing ever came out of it.
You can't do nothing about it. It's terrorism.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like you can't, and once again, and then they wonder what the hell we mad about.
Yeah.
Like, you got so much opportunity. What are you mad about? Like, they don't, like to say that means you just don't understand your people. And you know what that does to a child, man? You know what that does to a young child? The damage it does to a young child is ridiculous. Like, we living with PTSD. We living in a war zone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they producing more and more wild out soldiers. I told you how I went through it, brother. I went through it up in the Bronx. Growing up in the Bronx in the 70s, was hell. I went through it up there with them, man. It was ridiculous up in there. You know what I'm saying? I thought I ain't gonna go into it, but I thought at one time they was going to murder my brother. Pull my brother over on a motorcycle because he had some young girl on the motorcycle out. And I swore that day that they was going to murder my brother. And I knew that I was going to die with him because I was not going to let this Edomite murder my brother for no reason. That's right. So he tried to run my brother. He tried to run my brother over with his patrol car simply because my brother riding a motorcycle with a young girl on the back. And he just mad and vexed and angry. And his partner sitting there looking at him like he know this an idiot, but he's his partner. So he gotta, he gonna be cool while this cat talking to my brother, trying to provoke my brother, knocking his motorcycle down. All this on a regular traffic stop. Like a regular traffic stop is like at the end of the world. Like you a 16, 18-year-old kid in a big ass beef with a grown ass 40-year-old cracker.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's 40 years old, 3 times your size, and he want to be in a big street beef with you because he's so angry and racist against you. You in a big ass street beef over a traffic stop, over a regular damn traffic stop. The way I start inching up, and his partner put his hand up like, don't come no closer because I know what you're thinking. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking it because your partner's acting like a damn asshole and a damn lunatic over a traffic stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then come to find, of course, at the end, no ticket, no nothing, because he ain't speeding in the first damn place. He just wanted to disrupt the fact that he had a new motorcycle. My brother was always a legitimate job working cat. Had a brand new motorcycle, had a pretty young girl on the back of the motorcycle, and was riding down the street. And this bastard just hated him for it and wanted to just kill him for the fact that he had this new motorcycle and was riding down the street. And of course, nothing ever came up. Well, I don't give a damn what happens to them, because all of the evil they did to us as kids and growing up, it was unwarranted, man. Of course, there's some criminals out there, and they have to deal with a heavy hand to apprehend them criminals. But these monsters are never supposed to be in charge of us because they hate us too damn much. Like you putting a person, that's like, once again, that's like telling the white Jews Y'all go back to Germany, let the Nazis rule over y'all, and don't worry, in 100 years or so, the Nazis gonna get it right. They're gonna stop being racist towards you. It's a damn joke. It's a damn joke. 70 million Edomites and voted for Donald Trump, and we still acting like, you know, this thing that they did to us, which was way more horrible than what they did to the white Jews and are continuing to do. Like somehow with critical race theory and this 1916 project, we somehow going to convince them to not be the monsters they've been for 400 years.
Right.
We're going to convince them to not kill Ahmaud Arbery no more. We're going to convince them to not be, you know, Rittenhouse with an automatic weapon going to shoot people up. Yeah. We're going to convince them somehow over this time. It's a joke. It's a damn joke. And once again, the Bible doesn't back that up.
Right.
The Bible does not back that up. The Bible says for the 12 tribes to come together and separate from these nations. That's what the Bible says. Like the Bible doesn't back up that philosophy or that strategy in helping us in this situation, man. If it did, I'd back the Bible up because I know it would be right. But it does not back that up. And it is why we can't go down that route. And I know what you mean. You done triggered it in me. I mean, them stories always take me back to them days. And that's just one incident.
Yeah.
I got thousands of them stories, damn near. I got them stories every 3 times a week. I was having them stories. I can tell you stories that's insane. Other stories of other people.
Yeah.
Forget about it, man. You know what I mean? And they were allowed to do this to us and still continue to do it.
Yep.
Still continue to do it. And that's why BLM making the same silly mistake again. Get that story. Y'all was finished on this?
Yes, sir.
Let's get that story of BLM in New York City threatening to riot because of them bringing back them plainclothes head busters. They're going to bring back them cops in New York just like nothing never happened. They're going to bring them cops back and create more madness in New York City. Like once again, you ain't going to get no education in school. You ain't going to get no job opportunities. You ain't going to get no social instruction as you coming up. But when you get out here on the street, you're going to make sure there's enough cops out here to bust your head open and send you to the penitentiary. Like instead, that's going to be the case. You got it, you die?
Honorable Khan, sir. Black Lives Matter activist threatens to riot if New York Mayor-elect Eric Adams reinstates plainclothes street units. NYPD wants to label him a domestic terrorist in response.
In other words, all that protest in New York, all that marching in New York, and they just put in a mayor that's going to bring the thing right back. Like they're going to bring back the same Giuliani-type policing, which once again is the mistake that we keep making. Black Lives Matter seem like they on the move and they being progressive and they raising the issues and they doing this and they doing that, when in fact, that's not the strategy that Christ gave us. And because of that, you see what the result is. They getting ready to bring it right back. They let everybody go off. They burned the stores down. They looted. They did all of that. Now they're going to bring them white supremacists back and let them go ahead and bust heads. And you know they're going to be busting heads.
If I could, sir. It's just one story. I think I said this story before. And this story, I think I feel, okay, I feel so good about myself for what I did. Because I caught this cat. He was doing vandalism. And I caught him, and I seen him do it. Snatched him up, locked him up. And I went to go tell his mom because he's a juvenile. But then the mom gave me the story of what's going on. Like, he was going through so much trauma because that was the day his twin brother had got killed. So he's walking around messed up in the head. And when she told me the story, I was like, man, wow. So, because she said he wanted to, you know, get out of the city and he was trying to go into, you know, I was in the world at the time, but he was trying to go into our precious military, wanted to try to do better for himself. And my mindset was like, okay, if I charge this cat, he ain't gonna get none of this. So I go to court. I'm in court. I go to the ADA. They call me up. I said, yeah, I'm here for case so-and-so, so-and-so. Oh, yeah, okay, let me check you in. I said, listen, let me talk to you for a second. Pull him to the side. I said, listen, man, I talked to the boy's mother. You know, I explained to him what the mother told me. And I said, listen, man, do me a solid, man. I want to drop charges. I ain't gonna press no charges on this young boy. Yes. He said, what? I said, yeah, man, I ain't going to, man. You know what I mean? Boy, want to go in the military, want to change his life. I ain't gonna charge him. Nah, let this ride. He said, all right, I got you. No sweat. Got up there, dropped charges, bull walked, and left. And I felt good about that.
Most High in Christ.
Because most times, you know what I mean, that small little incident, Most High in Christ, they would take that and it would be metamorphosed into something else and something else and something else and something else to where he done destroyed his life. You know what I mean?
Hell
It felt
yeah.
like this, even in the world, it felt like, damn, I get his brother, you know what I mean, another shot of life, man. I hope he took advantage of it. But it felt good to have that kind of power.
Yeah.
And that felt good.
Hell yeah.
And when it happened, he looked at me, he grinned and smiled, and was out. I'm about to say he damn near ran out of the damn precinct.
That was so right.
When I went up today, I said, man, thanks, man. He said, no sweat, I got you. And that was it. But it felt.
If I could, Haas, could you imagine how many times that happens to a white defendant, man?
I got stories. I got stories, sir. I got stories, sir. When them cats tried to fight us one time, I mean, fight. I had to knuckle up like I'm in the streets. You know what I mean? And I had to hold back because of the oath I took at the time to only give them enough to subdue them when I should have just put these cats in the dirt.
God.
I go to court, they in there with suits and ties and all these lawyers and everything, and I'm waiting to testify like I'm gonna tear them down the frame. I get called back in the courtroom, and we at 55th and Pine. I've been 18th district up in Philly, West Philly. And they can't call me back into the joint and said, listen, man. I said, what's up? He said, it's done. I said, what do you mean it's done? I forgot they got something. No, I think everything got thrown out, something like that there. And I said, what you mean thrown out? I said, these little mother effers was trying to hurt us, man. And I said, if I'd have went outside of my powers and hurt one of them, then I'd be the one in trouble.
Right.
Under investigation, IA all up my behind the whole nine. You gonna let them go because they got on suit and ties? And he said, just be cool. I said, no, you don't be cool. Them little MF, and the judge looked at me, the judge's face turned beet red. Him, the plaintiff, the other cat that take the notes, they was all looking like. I said, so next time I just go ahead and just knock them the F out. And put them on the dirt like I'm supposed to then, huh? And wasting my time coming up in here for court for nothing. They were just staring at me. I said, if they was black, you wouldn't be doing this. I didn't even sign. I just walked out of the damn. I walked right out of 50 foot power, pissed the hell off. You know what I mean? Because they treat us like a certain way. But our precious children, totally different.
Yes.
Totally different.
That's right.
That's right.
Sorry, sir.
That's right.
Damn right.
I'm saying Most High in Christ. The water.
If I may, sir.
Come.
If I could, sir.
Go ahead, Marat, please.
If I may, sir, 55th and Pine, that's our district that I grew up in the world. And I was saying, like, they used to take us and beat up my homies and all that. That's 55th and Pine. Them same, whoever he's talking about that walk, they don't do that to us. That man, 55th and Pine, that's notorious, man. Like they known for, riding up on you, take whatever you got. I mean, it's stuff, man. We got stories of sisters, man, that they did, and the sisters, they sisters, man, they doing whatever they got to do to get out of it. But they did the same thing to them. Like the sisters know too. Like, I mean, they just would give it up, and then that's that. But 55th and Pine, they notorious. So, if they just get to walk, that's white privilege. If I could, sir.
Yeah. So you want to go to the next story?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Let's get it. Diane.
Kind of a concern. Police discover the body of a 72-year-old black woman hanging from a tree in Maryland.
All right, this is an amazing story right here. How old was she?
72, sir.
Like I said earlier, sir, it didn't seem like we living in the past all over again. Like that past is happening slowly but surely all over again. Those stories you hear about what happened in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s. And now, YAHWAHNNA, you grew up during that time in the era too, so you know pretty well about that as well. You know what I mean? And, it's like we going through this all over again. And it's amazing to see. Like, I hear songs like, that Marvin Gaye song, What's Going On? And he made that song, in the 70s, sir? And
yeah.
We still suffering the same things in that song right now. It's 2021.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's the same exact thing. I remember growing up in Southwest where it was so racist that at one time they was having so many race riots in Southwest, they had to have a meeting in this church because it was getting real bad. You know what I mean? And in certain neighborhoods you wouldn't go into. You was cool being around black people at one point in time because you felt safe. You know, if you go a certain part of Southwest up in there, Bartram High School, you had to watch your back. If you get caught in the wrong block, that was your tail. And it was really like that. It was really wild. You know what I mean? And it feel like it's that inclusion on TV. But reality, something totally different, which we got to understand, man. And that's why it's so important what you did and what you held on to, sir. Because we got to teach our people that we got to come together with us.
Like we better obey the Most High. He gonna let this animal kill us every way he wants.
Come.
I mean, 72-year-old woman. This is a lynching, man. And when these lynchings come up, they don't never say it was a lynching because they too scared of the backlash. Like what 72-year-old woman can hang herself at 72 in a tree, in the open, in a park? Read some more, you die. Like,
Colonel McCann, sir. The body of a 72-year-old black woman was found hanging from a tree at Annapolis, Maryland neighborhood on Wednesday.
And Annapolis is a military city.
Yeah,
that's where the Annapolis, that's where the Navy and them is at, right?
They got the Naval Academy is at.
Yeah, the Naval Academy is at. That's a big Navy city out there with Edomites and wealthy as it could be. That's one of the top naval academies. And a black woman went out there to hang herself. Give me a break. Go ahead.
Colonel McCann. On November 3rd, 2021, at approximately 7:30 a.m., officers from the Annapolis Police Department responded to the 600 block of Bell Drive for the report of an unattended death. When officers arrived, they located a 72-year-old female victim. Preliminary investigation reveals the incident does not appear to be criminal in nature. The victim's identity is being withheld pending confirmation that the extended family has been notified.
Hung that sister up. Hung her like old school days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I may, sir.
Right in Maryland. Go ahead, Doc.
If I may, sir, I have this right here that Captain Mashak sent me.
Go ahead.
It is a video. I don't want to play all of it because it's CNN, but I do have the standstill picture. There's Ahmaud Arbery's father saying that he felt like his son died, that it was a lynching, and he said it felt like he's back in the 50s.
Yeah,
and that's the wake up call.
Yeah.
All that post-racial bullshit. Excuse my French.
Come.
Slovakia. They had a statement. There you go. If I could make it. The video a little bit long, but it says Arbery's father on murder trial starting this was a lynching.
Right. He said this was a lynching, and he was damn right.
Yeah.
Khan.
He was damn right. They was lynching brothers for anything.
That's all right. Come. They use that money to quiet us.
Yeah.
No one to be broke, no one to be destitute, and no one we don't have nothing. They use the fact that they can give us a couple dollars to keep us silent on all the evil they doing, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? A lot of times they get that money, they can't speak about it, speak out about it. But this man did. You understand? About a death. It wasn't lynching. They did kill that man unjustly, man. Just like hanging. They just hung it. It's the same thing.
Yep.
I tell you what, General, coming to the truth, you know what I mean? Learning to you, sir, and this truth, right? You learn things, and I got all the questions in my life I want to answered. And I do understand that there's a punishment to pay.
Yep.
What they're doing to us. And all we got to do, in this truth, is go to our other brothers and sisters and wake them up.
Right? That's it.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, we got to go and wake brothers and sisters up. Our Lord and Savior going to take care of everything else.
That's it.
Like, they got a day coming, you know what I mean, that's going to be hell to them for what they've done to us. And before that day come, they still won't catch hell from the Lord.
Yep.
Things going to be answered. Like, It ain't gonna take long for the Lord to answer what's going on here.
That's
you
right.
may have a wildfire somewhere, some sort of natural disaster. You may have another coronavirus times 2. Who knows? But the Lord going to answer them on what they have done to us.
Right.
He going to answer them. That's why it's important for us to take ourselves out this world, man, and become brand new again. Because to become brand new, you're not now living like a sinner and doing things these sinners is doing, but now you're living like how the Lord said for you to live, and that's going to keep you safe.
Yes.
The Lord got something coming for what he going to answer. He going to answer what they've done.
That's right.
That's
He gonna
right.
answer.
And
ain't nobody can do about it. Salaki, sir.
That's right.
No, Salaki, go ahead, huh?
Right, sir.
Like setting this nation right is everything. This is worth everything in the world and every loss in the world, even your own life. The setting this nation right is everything. We set this nation right, brother, and that's our chance at coming back from the dead. Outside of that, we're not coming back from the dead. We'll be dead in this place, like the Lord said. There'd be no flesh left to save. Like that's our way out, is to return this nation back to Christ like it was supposed to be. That's why you read about them prophets, they was the way they are. They was vicious about the business of the Lord. And they was vicious about that business of the Lord simply because they knew how important it was, that it was everything. Without it, you got nothing.
Yeah.
With it, you have everything.
Yeah.
This is the Most High is playing an all or nothing deal. Either you all in to serve him and build his kingdom, or you out. And the heathens will reign forever and ever. That's why this kingdom Christ is gonna build is never gonna ever fall. The reason they ain't gonna never fall is because we ain't never ever gonna be uneducated about what'll happen if these heathens get over the top of us again. When we set up in that kingdom of heaven, we ain't never gonna be asleep on. That's why the scripture said that it'll stay open day and night to bring in the forces of the Gentiles, day and night. Every ounce of wealth and power they have is going into Christ's kingdom, and they're gonna have to live under his authority, because without it, they'll do what they're doing now. They're getting ready to destroy this earth if given the chance with nuclear weapons. These idiots, they're about to cause a nuclear war and damage this earth for 1,000 years. You know what I mean? But in Christ's kingdom, it's not gonna be that. It's gonna be right. It's gonna be so right when his kingdom come in. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be so right the way it's supposed to be, because obviously this world doesn't know how to rule itself. And for us to be looking at anything in this world other than that kingdom as being the way out is foolishness, man. It's foolishness, and it's juvenile, and it makes no damn sense, because it'll never fix the situation. Man, come on, get me one more if you can, you dad. Give me one more.
So I just want to say one thing real fast before you get to this next scripture. What you said is what you taught and what we doing here. And I always look in awe of what I see and what I learned from you, and what I still learn is that staunchness for the truth. You know what I mean? When we was out there hitting them streets, traveling from city to city, the things you taught us, it was like taking no shorts. We ain't taking no prisoners. We're out here going to do the truth of the Lord. We're going to do this work staunchly. And fight evil against our people. You know what I mean? That's something that stays with me on what you taught us in this truth. You understand? And now I see these young men come up the same exact way, which is what we need.
Right. Damn right. Like somebody gonna have to get serious about our life and our people. That's what Christ was calling us to do. Like he took Peter and them from them fishing boats. He grabbed them all up, man, and said, "Come on, I'm gonna make you a fisher of men. Like you're gonna have to now. You're gonna pull in a much more important crop than these fish out of the sea. You're gonna pull in men so we can fix this nation, which is way more important than the fish. You can get the fish, but without the men, you don't have a nation to get the fish. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the scripture said, we're gonna eat our bread in adversity, man. Drink the water of affliction." Like Michigan, why are we doing it? Because we under a nation or nations and an empire that is not of Christ's kingdom. And brother, that's got to come to an end, and it will come to an end by the hand of the Lord. They ain't got to worry about us, but boy, they got to worry about Christ's return. That's going to be hell to pay.
Yes, sir.
This culture is going to become our culture, and it is going to be beautiful. They're going to, the day we stop looking at black leaders and listening to their direction on how we as a people should evolve, we're going to start getting all the right things in place, and we're going to grow like a snowball before their eyes. And every nation is going to hate us for it until that nuclear war, until the Lord burn these places down to the ground. You know what I'm saying? I got time for one more, you die or no?
Colonel Wakan, sir.
Quickly.
A culture of corruption. Fallout continues after corrupt North Carolina cop was fired for using snitch fake drugs to falsely charge black men with trafficking.
Like, imagine that. Like, that's hell. You get brought up on fake charges, end up in the penitentiary 3, 5, 10 years in the penitentiary because some white supremacist cop just decided to use these things to destroy your life. Like, there's some Edomites, man, that really hate us in these militaries and police forces. And brother, they doing stuff to us that is ridiculous. And unless we come together to push back on it, it will never get resolved and taken care of. Y'all want to chime in on it? Go ahead.
Yeah, Jen, I want to chime on that. So it's like it.
Get down. Get down.
In 1990, I got stationed, and y'all know because he was in the same Esau Presser branch I was in North Carolina in Camp Lejeune, right? I got my first unit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was there maybe 2 months. Base went on lockdown. I'm like, what the hell going on? Come to find out, this one cat, this Edomite cat, was passing out KKK application pamphlets to people in the barracks.
On the base.
On the base. He was doing it on the base. And what happened was when some brothers found out, they got together and beat the cat up with his fire extinguisher.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean they tore him about the frame.
They tightened him up right, huh?
Yeah, cut him a cut. So they locked the whole base down. They caught the cats, and they caught the cats because somebody told on them. They shipped him to California. He ain't never come back to the Lejeune. He got shipped to California, Pendleton. But it was just crazy how I'm like, it made me look at it totally different. Like, how this cat doing this here? You telling me something different, but this cat doing something different. I really got to watch my back now. And I started being more aware, and you see things, some subtle, some not so subtle. You understand about how they really feel about you.
Yeah, man, and how they think. And if I could, Haas, and the COVID-19 showed me how stupid our leaders was. All them stupid leaders that was talking about don't take the vaccine ain't talked to a doctor or a researcher or nothing, and it said don't take the vaccine was leading black people to kill themselves all over the country. Yeah. Like we had like go see a doctor, man. Like these idiots don't know what the hell they doing. And like you said, you start to see what they really doing. And they said recently they had a real problem with gangs and white supremacists in the military. That they all was joining the military. And they come out the military and become cops.
Yes.
And that was who was up at that Capitol. Ex-military, ex-cops, present cops. That's the new poor white supremacist path. You go in the military, you poor white. You go in the military, you're gonna get a little rank because you white. You're gonna get over the blacks and all that and the Latinos. You come out the military, you apply for a police officer's job, you get that. Now for the rest of your career, you make $90,000, $100,000 a year, and you get to beat up black people. You in heaven as a white supremacist.
Yeah.
And you got the powers of law enforcement to get it on. So much so that you stormed the goddamn Capitol. Like that's what we dealing with, man. And stupid black leaders still smiling in Washington like they don't know what the hell is going on. Right. This is a joke, guys. This is a joke. 2022 and 2024 is going to be the wake-up call of a lifetime for blacks and Latinos in this kingdom, man. Man. And with that, I want to tell everybody, man, support this truth. Pay your tithes, man. Support this truth. Pay your tithes. Hey, get ready for the Passover. They'll be announcing the date and location very shortly, so get ready for that. You understand? Big shout out to General Haas, Officer Tazaiwan, Officer Yediah, Marah, Ibar, holding us down, man. Big shout out to them. Hey, man, I want to tell you to join us every Monday night, 9 p.m. We do it up live every Monday night. Talk about the latest issues, man, right here on the Black Watch channel, man. I'll see y'all next time live on the UPK, y'all. Shalom.
Damn right, gentlemen.
Damn right.
The live read yesterday. The war read. Oh, yeah. Her name is Tanya. I think it was a couple other sisters that helped her as well.
Whoever helped make the food, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you helped make the food. The water sis, come on up front. It's Captain John's rib up here.
Oh, I thought they still like you over there.
Come on, Gadalhar's rib, give her a hand. You kicked in. Gabar's rib, give her a hand.
Yolai's rib, Yolai's daughters as well.
Yolai's rib and daughters, give them a hand.
Any other sisters to like you, but yeah, I'm just going to know.
You did an amazing job, if I could. You did an amazing job. And rest assured, Commander General Yahanna, Commander General Yahanna knows that nights like this and days like this are not done without great sacrifice, man. All of you sacrifice greatly, not just to have these kind of events where we can all come together and love each other and be with one another and have a refuge from the violence and the hatred in the world. These things can't happen without sacrifice. And all of you have made a great sacrifice. Not only to form this barbecue out here in Las Vegas, but just to be in the truth itself, man. Can you imagine this evil world in that to even just believe in what we believe in, we have to suffer persecution, suffer hatred, suffer being vilified from our family members and co-workers. And all of you were willing to do it, man. All of you were willing to make that sacrifice. And on behalf of Commander General Yahanna, I want to commend you and thank you. Give yourselves a hand. And I also want to commend Captain Gadalhar. Give him a hand. Who else? Where's Cormac? Cabal, also, Captain Cornwall, Officer Shabal. Give him a hand. He's the captain out here in Las Vegas.
Bakar, Shalamah, or Rockers and Vegas, man, working overtime. They're working like 3 men and 1 man, you know what I mean? So they're rocking I forget about these Bakar, missing somebody in Vegas? The sister Ahmaud Arbery, so like Taza Ward, Trooper Taza Ward as well, sister Ahmaud Arbery. I mean, y'all step out here as well, so
this is an amazing thing to me. General Mayak knows this. Myself and General Mayak came up in the truth. We were 2 hours from Harlem. So we were able to go to Harlem, go see the chief head priest in Harlem, go to the class and High Holy Days, go to the Harlem Cookout. We go up there to the Harlem Cookout every year. But you, brothers and sisters, you know how far you are from Harlem, man? How far you are from headquarters? And for you to have the faith that you have, it's unmatched. And it's more than I had when I was you about years ago. And once again, I want to thank you for it, man. It has to be amazing. It has to be amazing to believe in something that started in Harlem, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and to believe in it on the other side of the country, and to have fervent zeal the way you have. Brothers and sisters, have faith, man. You say something, Maya? Brothers and sisters, have faith, and you show it. And that's how nights like this happen. And nights like this is how we build a nation. This is how it's done. Here we are in this park right here. A few of us gathered together, but the bond that we form here tonight rules the world later.
Right.
The bond we build in these parks and in these classrooms and in these libraries and on the internet, this bond one day is going to rule the world.
Right.
And that's why it is absolutely important that we form it well.
Right.
And we cement it and we make it solid. And that's what Captain Gadalhar has done, brother. You're doing an excellent job out here. And Cornwall and Shabal out here in Las Vegas. After this, we're going back to where we going after this?
Get the address, Shabal. It's like Shabal. 4850. The same spot we was at Thursday for the class. We're gonna be right there. We're gonna put the address out.
It's 4850 West Flamingo.
Yeah, I understand. 4850. We'll put it on Facebook for everybody to see as well.
Was it the same spot we had the class on Thursday, General? We're going over to the same spot we had the class in. We're going to go there after this. Also, if anyone needs any counsels, right? Remember, usually we're far away out in Harlem. If you have an issue, a counsel, if you need help, take advantage and get it tonight. All right? I just called Commander General Yohanna. I was going to leave tomorrow, but Commander General Yohanna ordered me to stay another day. So I'm going to stay here now until Monday. Take advantage of it. If there's a problem, if there's an issue, if there's something that you need, you come and get it handled, man. You deserve it. You followed the work of the Lord and Commander General Yohanna all the way on the other side of the country. Take advantage of us being close tonight, all right? You need help, you come to get it. We'll be here to give it to you. And I believe that's that. With that, men of Israel, Ahmaud Shabbat. Ahmaud Barak.
Yahweh Shem Shabbat.
Kwam Yashalam. Kwam Yashalam. Who's the power?
Yahweh Shem has the power.
Who's the power?
Yahweh Shem has the power.
Who do we fear?
The God we fear. The God we fear.
Who is your king?
Yahushua.
Who is your king?
Yahushua.
Who is your king?
Yahushua.
What's your name?
Israel. Israel. Israel.